All right, welcome to this 1v1 game starring myself in the red Infernal, and my opponent is going to be in the blue Infernal, Teebo. And Teebo is a much higher ranked player than I am, so that's maybe a little bit of spoiler alert here. Um, but as you can see here, I'm happy to have met him and I'm happy to get some practice against a high skilled player. And if you've been playing ladder lately, you know that matchmaking's a little bit out of whack due to the player count, which means that you can match up with pros. And this was the second pro I had met in this play section. The first time was JXP, and I might cast that game later, but it was a little bit longer and honestly, I think a little less interesting from a casting perspective. But this is an IVI, and I get to practice my IVI on Titan's Causeway, and my IVI is my strongest matchup. So even though I'm probably 500 MMR less or more than Teebo, here I am trying to block his Expo. That's the kind of pro level gaming that I can do. And his pro level gaming was he made a vault, made me teleport away, and then came and made the expo. So he's actually trying to harass my farm over here. But actually, I wasn't too worried about that because I was ready to start creeping anyways. And now we've got a little bit of a creep on. We're doing some creep battles, and actually, he's being chased down by some of those Shadow Mastiffs, and they now aggro onto my Hexen. But he's bringing the Shadow Massive in, or his Hexen in to get some last kills. He actually managed to get 2 last kills there, it looks like, including getting a Fiend by hitting one with... but unfortunately not getting caught and actually going down. So maybe a little bit overextension. And as a lower ranked player, I am super happy to have been able to get a kill like that on a player like Teebo. And as he mentioned, it was the Shadow Masters that chased him down and did a lot of the damage on him that managed me to get that kill. So I'm going to take that small minor advantage at the beginning of the game and see if I can turn it into something more than that. But Teebo is, of course, not going to be dissuaded by just simply losing a Hexen there, and has a pretty nice Gaunt force himself. He's got 6 Gaunts, and I've gone the Vault Conclave route, but actually, did I go double Vault? No, I've only got a single Vault. I thought for a second there that I may have went for a more of an all-inny build. The only thing I was planning in this particular match was that since I knew I was going up against a much stronger opponent, I didn't want to be super greedy on eco and then, get, defeated by some early harass. Instead, I'm trying to do a little bit of early harass myself and chase him into his own base. And I'm not sure if this is something that I can definitely win. Actually, I think that's what I think when I pushed in there, I'm like, wait, that's a little bit more Gaunts than I want to face off with. But the thing I want to also do is delay his ability to get this camp. I don't think I can fight this camp, but if I leave my units there, he's not going to want to push out into them and fight the camp. And that's what I decided to do. And instead I think, well, maybe if I back off and take this camp here, but Teebo is actually a good enough player to know, like, maybe I'm doing that and he comes and chases me down here. And now we get an engage, and it's at this point where actually he managed to get some pretty good hits on my Gaunts. Some of my Gaunts went down there. Gets a nice body block on a few of my Brutes, and they go down for free as well. Although I do escape the Fiends out. I think I overstayed my welcome there, and I probably should not have tried to steal that camp. I got one of the Shadow Demons, but at the cost of too many units, frankly. I could be out creeping this camp. So I think my initial idea there of trying to keep him in his base just a little bit was good. And I even maybe backed away right at the right time, but probably shouldn't have tried to take those creeps. But I'm trying to recover here, and I think I've got you know, I've got a pretty okay force, but his is just looking bigger in numbers now. Again, having taken those small losses, it's going to be hard for me, I think, to catch back up. And we do see Teebo putting down a third base here, whereas I have not yet, and it looks like I'm not doing a super good job on my eco. He's at 12 and 12, no, to 10 and 12 with 5 on Therium, and I'm at 9 and 9 with 3 on Therium. So I'm behind in imps, and that's probably just poorer macro skills on my behalf, and maybe focusing too much on micro. That's usually how my games go. But we've both managed to take our Therium camps now. And he's moving into the center, which is something I've been trying to add to my game, but I haven't been as smart about it. But I think I am sending out an imp now to do that. It's just a little quicker here, and it looks like Teebo has gone for a Shroud Stone. I see some folks doing a farm here, but I think the Shroud Stone's the right way. So my little lumberjack imp gets caught here, and I'm sure that that was within audio range of Teebo, so he heard it and he chases it away. Poor imp going down. My army here is also here, but I think I saw a good pink that, oh yeah, he's got more gaunts than me. I don't want to fight that. So I retreated back. And that gives Teebo the opportunity to take out this Luminite camp. Now, I'm not trying to be passive. If I was playing anyone else, I might have been sitting in my base, worried, chewing on my fingernails. But because I was playing such a high-ranked player, I knew I had nothing to lose. It's sort of weird that if I was playing someone my own rank, I might be more afraid. But since I was playing a high-ranked player, I'm like, who cares? I'm going to move out and see if I can, you know, make more aggressive, smarter moves. It looks like I'm trying to take this position here. Although now we see Teebo moving out. Now is he going to try and be aggressive, or is he just going for this camp? Because I move here to take the camp. He went to go scout my third, which unfortunately I don't have yet. Nightfall infestation. I managed to dodge it pretty well, but those brutes get slowed. I turn to fight, and we do battling effigies. I try and hit him with a nightfall, and I get a few of his brutes. One of them going down, but now he's got a mag in the mix, and I think that was my signal to be like, okay, I don't want to fight a mag. I'm not on the same level. I'm not ready, and I'm not sure. Okay, I do have a greater shrine. It looks like I'm supply blocked too. Is that Plague Axes or Reaper's Rush? Yeah, I thought I would have already had my Plague Axes. So I do have a mag too now. But he had a Weaver as well with his... He's just a little ahead in his tech. Now, this is something I like to do with my mag, especially on this camp on Titan's Causeway, is this camp after, you know, around the mid-game, I want to be able to have more just real estate in there to park my army if I'm trying to heal them up. But also I want to just have more space to be able to quickly maneuver in there. So I knock those trees down. Okay, a little skirmish over the speed camp. Now, I think I was just trying to come and recapture the speed camp, but it's Teebo who's being, like, aggressive to try and a great lash on that Magmadon. And I try and walk it away. Actually, I managed to get it away and mowing some more trees as I go. But that means relinquishing the speed camp to Teebo and also the buff, and then also losing that farm, which probably supply blocked me again. And we are seeing that Teebo's just a little bit ahead in supply. Also with a kind of giant bank. And that might be because he's got this third base up, and I haven't yet at all gone for a third, which is making me a little bit all-in-y. I've got overproduction of imps here now. So I really... My eco's not quite going as well. And Teebo's now going for this base here, which actually is a great fourth base, especially if you can keep this one up. And he's got some good static D here. Again, you know, that's not necessarily going to defend a huge army, but it's going to slow it down so you can march your army over there. And actually, Teebo is starting to pull ahead in supply. And that's just from that eco advantage. Okay. And we're both just creeping out our sides here, trying to get that little boost. And actually, all of his camps have refreshed. So we might see him do a cycle of recreep. Now, if I have an army this big and I'm trying to recreep, I'm definitely going to try and split it in two. He goes to chop down here just... Oh, what terrible timing for me. Yeah, I do a cancel, but that's just not good. Bad luck for me. Honestly, it's 10 minutes. I should have had that base down a lot sooner. These imps were just trying to do some high ground, but they're also spotted out, so... Do I get a cancel? Yeah, I cancel that one too. Although it's just a farm, not going to matter as much. And Teebo's going to go for this camp here. And it looks like there's going to be maybe an altercation here. Although maybe I decided I've already lost the camp, so I'm going to pull back. Yeah. I've got 3 weavers, some mags. He's got 5 weavers. So, yeah, still that supply lead about 30, 40 now actually. And just, we got kind of similar compositions, but it's just going to be a matter of numbers probably. And now Teebo also has got this Ethereum mining base up. And I'm just, I mean, I've been behind in eco for a few minutes now. But it's a matter of having... I'm being more aggressive with my army out on the map, but I think what I really need to do is also be aggressive with my expansion. Be confident that I can hold an expansion and keep it up. And now we're going to see a skirmish in the middle. In fact, we're watching an entire army push right on top of mine. We got some lashes. Those mags marched right into the back line there, but it's actually a little bit better concave for me in terms of my gaunts. But I think it's just unit numbers are an advantage of Teebo, and Teebo's actually going to retreat. One of his mags getting lashed back, and instead going to the high ground and trying to lure me into fighting in the choke, which I am falling for right now, while he's getting an amazing concave on the high ground with all his new reinforcing gaunts. And we've now gone from a 30 supply lead to a 100 supply lead. Him obviously doing much better in that combat, but also reinforcing so much quicker with his bank and his eco. So I'm going to try and do a little damage here and maybe skirmish into this and maybe take out some of the static D, but I don't really want to fight, although I'm not doing a great job of retreating. And a Manifest Shroudstone goes down, and now we get a lash on one of my weavers. Now this is actually an advantageous spot for me just because his army can't get... His SimCity's so good, if you will, that it's blocking his own army from getting through there. Now my army, as you can see, has just been whittled. I'm down to, you know, 100 supply, and he's almost, well, he's at 230 supply. And it's not clear what I'm going to do to get back in this. Although at least I am still trying to build. I think my base, I wish I could see how much is left in here, but this base is almost mined out, certainly. And again, I'm trying to put some pressure on some of his bases, but as soon as I get in there, his army pushes out, and I just can't fight the army. So I retreat again, and he pushes back up onto the high ground. Looks like might be moving in for a final blow. It's not clear. I'm creeping out this camp here. Again, I don't have as much income because I'm down on bases. So it's really up for Teebo here to... Now, we got lashes going both ways. His mags are unfortunately not going down, so when I lash them into my units, he's able to activate trample. It's actually pretty devastating for me. Now, I'm trying to move back somewhere more defensive, but he's got me in a flank. He's got units coming on the left and on the right. Those mags are still alive, and they've refreshed their trample, and they're trampling me again. And my units are just being shredded to pieces. All that's left in my units are the fiends that spawn, and GG. And I was really grateful to have this opportunity to play against Teebo. So thanks for watching.